All right, this is take 3, Huntington's disease, Todd. I've been having a lot of trouble with my microphone, so I'm sorry about all that. This video is about the mental decline of Huntington's disease and starting earlier than we thought, and I'm having a mental decline, a mental meltdown here trying to do this video. I'm doing the video today with my camera's sound only, but whenever I listen back to it, when I'm done, I'm hearing all kinds of static. This is the third take, so I'm hoping it'll be better. Sorry for that boring part of the story. Huntington's disease, I felt like a long time ago that the mental part of it started earlier. 10 years ago when I was tested, I was 52, and at that time, they just, were basically saying if you don't have movement, there's not much to worry about. Come back. I did get involved in a study then. I spent a few years going back there and just, being checked out. But I didn't know what I know now. So there was an article, there's a company called Sage Therapeutic, and Sage Therapeutic has been doing a study on a drug to try and help, solve some of the cognitive loss. That's what they've been working on. But then over the time, they found out that not only, are the study results, but they have also found out that it could lead to, they found out that this disease symptoms for the cognitive decline start way earlier, so maybe as early as 15 years before the movement disorder. So, I'm pretty much a good testimony of that. I'm in this now for 10 years, and after that time, I've started having the movement now, as you could probably notice on some of the videos. I'm having less than some people, but I do notice it in my walk. Sometimes I can walk, sometimes I said it's like I'm stepping off of a merry-go-round when I stand up or step on the floor or whatever. Feels like I'm going to lose my balance. But also, the mental part of it, though, I could say started for me even before I got tested, because I was about 50 years old. We just had our grandson then, and I was trying to get in shape back then, so that I could be better suited to be around him. But through that time period, man, I was starting to have a hard time just focusing, staying on task, doing things. I was in real estate. I had to do things for myself. So even then, I was having trouble. But after I got to about my mid-50s, it really became a challenge where I had to quit doing real estate. Some people might have thought I quit doing it too soon or whatever, but the reality of it is I was losing my brain power to even know how to figure all that out. There's a lot to it. So let's go back a minute on the whole thing. So if Huntington's starts earlier than they think, the cognitive decline, then we should try to do something about it sooner, in my opinion, right? Also, for loved ones, you need to understand that the Huntington's person in your life is having trouble with their brain, pretty much even before the diagnosis. So, I hear some people that make comments sometimes about, my husband was acting a little bit different, or my wife was, acting, strange, or this, that, or the other. Well, that's because the Huntington symptoms of cognitive decline can start before we even know it. So here's what I'm saying. Try to get tested maybe sooner. Try to find out maybe a little bit earlier. Maybe you should get your test. Well, if you waited till you're 55, for example, to get a test because you just don't want to know, 55 may be too late. Maybe even with me, I have a CAG, the CAG number of 41. So I'm a moderate type of a range of the disease. As you can see, I'm not as bad as a lot of people. I'm at my age of 62 now. However, I am starting to, get the motor symptom problems. Walking is becoming harder and those kinds of things. I understand the frailties of it all. I also understand that some people with higher CAGs or even the same as mine can have whole different results. It's very weird. So what happens is, though, with Huntington's is we start losing that core of our brain. We start losing the, I say the brain cells, but they say it's the nerves. But whatever happens, our processor in our brain, our computer, starts breaking down sooner than we ever thought. So you should get tested earlier, maybe, right? But loved ones and family understand that your Huntington's disease person isn't acting that way because they want to. We're not acting that way because, we're acting that way because we just don't really have any control of it in most cases. And I'm not making excuses. I'm not trying to say that everything should be excused. However, I am saying that sometimes when we act up or we don't do the right thing on a consistent basis, it's because we really can't. So, sometimes what we have found is that you got to just walk away from each other. Wendy and I have found that to help. I don't always feel good about how I act, but sometimes in life, we've been married for a long time, so we know each other pretty well. But sometimes you got to walk away. But also, sometimes maybe you should try to get your loved one involved earlier in this process of the disease and try to do what you can earlier before the cognitive decline really becomes so relevant. This is Huntington's disease Todd. Third take on this video. Hopefully the audio is good, because if it's not, you may never see this video. Huntington's disease Todd. Have a good day.